I call what I make microcosms, because I think it's probably true of all art, that all art is in some way a microcosm of a larger, wider world of bigger stories. I'm pretty obsessed about the kind of spherical form, because I love the idea that they have an inside and an outside, because I think it's really important to remember when you're looking at a landscape, when you're looking at a human, that you're only looking at it from one perspective, and that there's always another perspective. So you'll hear people say, oh, that's the that's the Howgill skyline, or that's the Langdale skyline, or but actually if you look at it from somewhere else, it's a completely different shape. So actually one of the great things about having something that's a sphere is, you know, whichever place you look at this, you see something different. And it's also one of the reasons I like to gild the inside of my pieces, because, you know, that reminds you that inside there is hidden beauty. And the more we use the local materials, the more I think it sort of tags back into the landscape, because, you know, some of the amazing things that we use, you know, the hematite iron ore from Florence Mine over there in Egremont, you know, on the surface it just looks like another bit of Cumbria with amazing kind of wildlife, and it should be having sheep graze on it. But, you know, just under the surface there's this amazing crimson red material that for, you know, decades and decades was exported all over the world as high quality iron. So you know, you have to look to understand what's inside, both people and the landscape. So, you know, I would always hope that my work elicits questions and that people could maybe relate to some of the stories. But back to our sort of premise that beauty is in the eye of the beholder, I do understand that for a lot of people, they've seen my work on a restaurant table and it will only ever be seen as a candle holder, for instance, or, you know, a table centerpiece. But I think what's lovely about that is that it then has meaning for them as being part of that place. So it's still something that allows people to explore a sense of place. It's just their place for their wedding anniversary or their proposal. And I think it's one of the great things, you know, when we work with chefs and we talk about not just my work, but Martin's work that's going to go on the tables, you know, chefs are really aware of the fact that, you know, relationships start, relationships end, relationships change forever over a decent meal, because, you know, the upper echelons of eating out, you're not just going out for your tea, you're going out for something special. So anything that's part of that specialness becomes imbued with that meaning and those stories. And it's just about layers of connection, really. So, you know, for instance, the first sort of set of these I made for Hipping Hall, they're the ones that are like the dark purpley reds on the outside and the copper on the inside. Those materials were chosen to tell a story because the dining room at Hipping Hall used to be a blacksmith's forge. So we wanted there to be iron, which is what is on the outside, and we wanted there to be something that represented the fire and the heat, and, you know, what does that better than copper? You know, so there is always layers of meaning if people want to look, but if they just enjoy their initial response to something, then that's brilliant too.